So you negotiated a trade deal, a rewrite of the NAFTA. And by the way, that kind of trade deal should be rewritten every decade, couple of decades or so. Everybody understands that. It was a good time to do it. We knew a lot more about trade among these countries. And it really did seem to be an improvement. I thought it was an improvement. It should be an improvement. Now, the guy you negotiated with violates the trade deal he negotiated with you. What can you possibly do next with someone who behaves like that?
Well, first of all, we're a resilient people. We're a resilient country. So are the Mexicans. We're working with great determination. I think you had part of the Prime Minister's speech yesterday. Mm-hmm. It's a remarkable time. The Prime Minister is going to be stepping down soon from his post. There'll be a newly elected leader of the Liberal Party, which is the government in power at the moment, on Sunday. So this is really Prime Minister Trudeau's last period in office. And I think his speech yesterday, he showed enormous determination and clarity. And in a speech that he gave and was him speaking to the Canadian people and speaking directly to the president, he indicated that this approach that the president is taking is wrong. It is illegal, and it's also just wrong because it adds costs and prices to everybody in an economy on both sides of the border, in fact, all sides of the border, that has brought huge benefit to our country and to the United States. And it is possible to have a trade agreement that actually allows everyone to do better. And that's what we've discovered. And we've worked at it since the 1980s. So we are going to continue to work with the administration to try to figure out what is it about this agreement that he now finds so offensive, but also to understand that, this is the time for renegotiation is a year from now. 2026 is the statutory time, the time in law when we're supposed to renegotiate the agreement. And we are ready to sit down at any table and negotiate, but we do need to create some sense of certainty and fairness in terms of how we all treat each other. And that, I think, is what's been lost. The statements the president's made about the 51st state, the references to Mr. Trudeau as the governor of Canada, these are not a joke. They never were a joke for me. I always thought they were deeply offensive and really strike at the heart of what it means to be a Canadian in this world. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people in Canada are stunned and then angry. And I think you're seeing that in the streets of Canada today. You're seeing a sense of deep frustration and deep anger. But I think the governments of Canada are going to continue to negotiate in good faith with the United States. And if it means going to a dispute settlement mechanism or to challenging the law in court, if that's what it takes, or we have to do that, that's, of course, something we can do. But I think above all, what we want to do is reach a fair and reasonable negotiation with the president and with his team. And that's something that we're still very willing to do.
My reading of the market yesterday, and I'm not, reading of the market is always guessing.
Yeah, a little tricky. You get whiplash.
To me, when things got really serious in the stock market, when Prime Minister Trudeau spoke, because the market hadn't heard from him. They knew the Trump game. They'd been through the Trump game before. They didn't believe Trump. They didn't believe Trump when he threatened the tariffs the first time around, and then he paused them, for a month. And they never expected him to impose these tariffs. They expected another pause, and then they went forward. And then they heard from Canada, and they heard a firmness from the Prime Minister that was clear and solid and strong and determined. And that's when the market said, "Oh, this is real. Canada's going to fight back, and Canada has very strong ammunition here."
Well, I mean, first of all, it is the Prime Minister leading the country, but it's also all the premiers
yes,
working at the provincial level. And we have a highly decentralized federation where the premiers, I was a premier at one time many years ago. And so there's a lot of power in the provinces to do stuff as well. And there's a lot of frustration, and it's shared not only geographically across the board in Canada, but it's shared across party lines. We have representatives of several different parties.
This has been unifying.
This has been an incredibly, I wouldn't just say unifying, I would say galvanizing. This is something that is galvanizing our country with enormous determination. And so what the Prime Minister's announced is a series of steps. You do this, we'll do this. And that's painful to do because it hurts us as much as it hurts the people who are being affected. But more importantly, I think the issue for us now is how do we get this thing back on track? What is it that's really behind it? It doesn't seem to be the fentanyl because Canada's not a huge source of fentanyl. We all agree that we have to take steps to reinforce the border. That's happening everywhere. And we understand the need to do that. And that's being done. So what is this really about? And it's the sense that this is such a moving target that the Prime Minister, I think he felt, well, we just have to do what we're going to do. And we have to get some clarity from the American government as to what is it going to take for you to understand that we don't accept this. And we have cars and integrated industries you've described. We have resources of all kinds. We have manufacturing all across the country, and it will affect American customers. Potash, for example. We have farmers in the United States, in the Midwest. Planting season, I know it doesn't feel like it today, but planting season is coming. And when it comes, they're going to need a lot of potash. They're going to need a ton of potash. And we have it, and we supply it every year reliably and on good economic terms with no taxes and no tariffs. And the President of the United States is saying, well, there's going to be a tariff on that. I think these are all things that don't make a lot of sense to us, but we're still good faith people. We want to be in a good partnership, and we value the partnership with the United States a great deal. I mean, I grew up in Washington, D.C., and so I know this country pretty well, and I think what's happening is just not right. And I think there's a lot of Canadians who feel the same way and who feel very, very strongly that we've got to find a way to fix this. And we're ready 24 hours to pick up the phone anytime and just sit down and figure out what is it going to take to get us to a longer-term negotiating table for 2026. But let's take the uncertainty out of everything. It's not just markets. The most important market is the job market, and it's jobs. It's jobs for people. It's prices for people. And it's these things that create enormous uncertainty and unfairness for citizens on both sides of the border. We should stop this. And we can stop it. We can stop it.
Trying to do hiring and hiring planning in environments like this cannot do it. They don't know what the conditions are going to be 30 days from now.
Well, that's the situation with the 30 days. And the reason that even that is troublesome is because, and he knows this, the president knows this, he's an investor.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. He's an investor. He's a smart investor.
He's ignorant of a lot.
I'm not going to use those words, Lawrence. You're going to.
I know you're not.
You're going to get me deeper into the mire than
I'm going to lean back here. Please proceed.
I just want to say that, you can't make an investment decision if you don't know what the tax regime is, you don't know what the tariff regime is. But you know what? The president knows that. And what troubles Canadians the most, I think, is it looks like what he's trying to do is really weaken our economy as much as he can and use economic force to weaken us. And we're not going to take that lying down. We see that happening. We don't like it. We don't want it to happen. We don't want to be at the 51st state. We want to remain an independent country. We're very proud to be Canadians. We think we have a lot to be proud of, both in our healthcare plans and the steps that we've taken to create a different kind of country north of the border that shares a lot of values and a lot of things with the United States, but still wants to be itself in the world, just like you wanted to be yourself in the world in 1775. That's what we want. We want to do it without a revolution, and we want to do it without coming to any kind of conflict. We want to settle this in a peaceful way, but we're not going to be taken advantage of. And there's a hockey expression we use, which is elbows up, elbows up. And there's a lot of that going on in Canada today. Elbows up. Let's keep sharp here.